Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name's Holly. Today I have a makeup tutorial for you all, which I'm not the best at makeup, like I prefer an outfit video. But yeah, I'm going to try and do a little Christmassy tutorial for you because I know we're probably all super excited about Christmas. It's kind of a look that I think will be perfect for like Christmas parties and little meetups because there are lots of social events around this time of year. So I thought it would be good to be prepared with a makeup look. So excuse the bare face, we're about to get some makeup on and get started, so yeah. Okay guys, so you want to make sure you start with a cleansed and moisturised face. I use the Lumiere MD cleanser and Dermalogica moisturiser. So first things first, I think it's really important to protect your skin from the sun, even in winter. There's still sunlight there and there are still all the rays and stuff, so we got to keep protected. I use the Lumiere MD Sheer Hydration Broad Spectrum Sunscreen SPF 40. Now this is tinted and it's tinted almost a bit too dark for me, but it does the job just fine. I just have to put a lighter concealer or foundation over the top, so I just dot this all over my face, and it works kind of as like a nice base of coverage before you go in. As you guys can see here, I have a lot of redness. I've been seeing a dermatologist and she says that it's actually not redness, it's burst capillaries, so I'm thinking about getting laser done on that because it can start to spread. And I'd rather it didn't, to be honest with you guys. So once I've got that dotted around evenly, I'm just gonna blend it all nice and roughly, no precision here, into my skin. And this will give you a really nice glow underneath your foundation as well, so it's good. And if you have great skin, this with concealer would have you set for your base. I am using a bit of a heavier base than usual though, because it is a party makeup look, you know, technically, so around this time of year, you know, you can have more like rosy skin and stuff, so it's quite nice to have a bit more coverage in there. And if you're going out, obviously, when I go out I tend to wear more coverage, and you know, if you're being photographed and stuff, it's nice to have a proper foundation base, right? But this would do if I had nicer skin. Well, not nicer skin, I do really like my skin, like the state of it. I just have quite an uneven skin tone, so say if I had a more even skin tone, then I would just use this because it gives a really lovely finish. As you can see, just a bit more of a sheen to the skin. So if you have more of an even skin tone, then this is going to look super good. Okay, next I'm using my favourite foundation because it's a special occasion. I don't use this every day because it's expensive, I don't want to waste it. But it's the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. You can see here in the colour 375. This is quite light, even for me, so if you have a similar skin tone to me and you want to be a bit lighter, then yeah, go for this one. But if you want a bit more of a dark look, then go for another one. So I've just put a pump and a half in the back of my hand. It's not much, but it goes quite a long way. And then I'm taking this Bare Minerals Flawless Face Brush. It's the one that comes with the powder foundation, which I've had for years, but I really like it for foundation because I think it gives like quite an airbrushed kind of look to the skin. So I'm just gonna put that in for you guys. So starting with my problem areas, so the redness on my cheeks is a problem area for me. So trying to cover that first is always a good step. So yeah, we're going all with that. And if, honestly guys, starting with a fresh face, like a cleansed and moisturised face, is really going to make your skin makeup look so much nicer on. So I always try and do this. And my skin's been quite good to me today. We all love that. So yeah, just buffing this, and as you can see, it's just spreading so flawlessly into my skin, which I'm all up for. This brush just diffuses it perfectly, makes sure there's no harsh lines. Blending, if I don't use this, I love the Real Techniques Flawless Face Sponges, who doesn't? they're great. Just like, I've never tried a beauty blender actually, like a brand beauty blender, because they're much more expensive, and they're like, I've always liked the cheaper ones I've used, so I can't talk for whether they're actually better than beauty blenders, but people who have used them say that they are. So yeah. Okay, so now I'm all done with my base. Well, not my base, but like my foundation. So next I move on to my trusty Bare Minerals concealer. So this is the Bare Minerals Bare Skin concealer, and I adore this stuff. It's so good. It's got really good coverage. I'm in the shade Fair in this. It's quite light, so yeah, it's quite the highlighting shade even for my skin tone, so be careful if you go for the lighter shade because you want to highlight, because it's quite a highlight. So again, putting that on my problem areas, so this part of my cheek that has the redness, a little bit on the inner corners of my cheeks because they get a bit red as well, and then I usually tend to put it down the centre of my face for a bit of a highlight, like so, and then run it down my nose. I never do this very evenly, but we try. And then I think everyone around winter gets a bit of redness around their nose, just a bit. I wouldn't say I have bad circles under my eyes. I'd say I have a lot of darkness in these bits, the corners of my eyes. So I just go in there, basically, so you can see. So now I'm using this brush, which I got just in a gift bag at some point, and I can't tell you where it's from, but it's just a basic foundation brush. Like, yeah, you can get these everywhere. And I'm just gonna blend on in my concealer, and yeah, I'll fast forward you through this bit. It's a bit boring. Okay, so now I've got everything blended. When I say blended, I mean like distributed. It's definitely not blended. I used the flat side of my Real Technique sponge, completely dry, just to like basically pat it in. A wet one would work as well, obviously, but it would make it a lot dewier, but I like to kind of mat it down a bit, because my skin is, when I put all this stuff on my skin, it does tend to get quite dewy, shall we say, but a bit overly so. So patting this in tends to almost work like you're rubbing it in, but without the streaks. And that is my skin all done. We'll come on to powder later, because I like to do my brows first, because I'm a weirdo. So for brows, I've used the same thing since I started filling in my brows. Actually, that's a lie. For a period, I did go through using that Anastasia, the little thin pencil. I loved that, but it's kind of expensive, and I find it runs out quite quickly, whereas this has lasted forever. You can see it's so gross, sorry guys. But it's just a Bobbi Brown eyeshadow in the shade Mahogany 10. Let me bring you in a bit closer so you can see my brows. Start by brushing them up. And then I'm just going to take some on the brush. This brush is a Morphe E29. It's quite good because it has the two ends. And the brush is quite thin. So I do like a bit of a thicker brow, so I put it in a bit more underneath. Try and keep the line straight, and then when I get to the edge, I just kind of go along the line. So that is the underneath of the brow done. And we work on the end. I like quite a straight brow, so I tend to wing it out kind of straight on. Yeah, so like that. As you can see, my brow wants to go down, but I'm just bringing my brow more out and then brushing the hair up. And then I connect the bottom line to that. If it's love that you need, you can take it from me. Okay. And then I just add in some finishing touches. So darkening the end is something I always like to do. I like the end to be darker than the beginning. I go over the arch a bit, just make sure that that bit is nice and dark, like so. And then when I'm done, I just go on top here, just a tiny bit, just to make it a bit more kind of straight and full. So yeah, that is one brow done. Now I'm going to do the other one and I'll be right back. So now I'm looking a bit strange with just my brows done. It looks a bit harsh, I know, but it will all come together. I always think this when I watch people's makeup tutorials. I'm like, what have you done? But it's fine, it's fine. It will come together later. So I'm just taking a bit more of my Bare Skin concealer, a tiny bit on the back of my hand, kind of spreading it a bit. And then the reason why I haven't set my makeup yet is because I like to clean up under my brows, because I do like a really clean line. So I take this Morphe M432 brush, which is just the brush that I see kind of all the YouTube makeup people using to clean up their brows. So I copy them because, yeah, we love that. And I'm just going to show you how I clean up my brows. And, yeah. Like so, and then I clean up the edges. I use more the corner of the brush and just curve it round underneath. And yeah, that's the underneath done. And then now I'll just go in kind of roughly on, more roughly on the top. So just kind of making sure that no product is splayed out kind of thing. And then along the tail, again, just trying to stick to that line we've made. Like so. A nice sharp line, which is what we like. So again, I'm going to do the other one and then I'll be right back. Now our brows are all cleaned up, I'm going to go in with the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. And this is just an original mineral veil. I'm fairly sure it's translucent, so fine for any skin tone. And I take this with the Real Techniques, I think this is the contour brush, because I don't like too much powder, so this brush works quite well. And it just comes up, I usually just try to use the tiny amount that comes off in the lid, because I don't like too much. But I start with my under eyes. So just making sure, like brushing away any creases or things we don't want set, basically. And then doing my eyelids and under my brows, which this is the most important area for me to set. Other than that, the place where I don't like my redness, trying to set that in place, because that can budge when doing bronzer, which is rather annoying. And then yeah, now I'm just going to set anywhere that we're putting bronzer, basically, because powder sticks a bit better when it's powdered. So yeah, we like to keep a bit of a glow, especially in winter time when we don't have much of a glow, but this just kind of tones it down and keeps it locked in place. Bronzer. So I'm using my Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Warmth. It's lovely. It does smell a bit weird. It smells like kind of like coffee, but it's all natural and good for you, so I love that part. I'm kind of using this for, I don't use a contour, I just use bronzer, so I kind of use bronzer where I use the contour. So just in the hollows of my cheeks. To my nose. So I don't nose contour, I just run a bit of bronzer down the sides of it, just to kind of, because I'm never precise enough to do that kind of thing, so we just do this instead. And then yeah, run it down my cheeks to give a natural flashed glow. So that is my bronzer complete, and now we can move on to eyes. Hey guys, so I moved you a bit closer because I'm going to do eyes now. So for eyes, I'm using my favourite, the Jacqueline Hill palette, and I'm just gonna build up shades basically, and do kind of, I'm not very good at cut creases and stuff, but I'm gonna try and do a sort of cut crease look. These three, and then probably also this shade, this, and then maybe also a bit of this one. So quite a few, but right. So let's get started with that first very light shade. So again, I'm just going to do one eye. I'm just still trying to work out how to use this camera. One eye, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so just this is a MAC 217 blending brush, by the way. It's my favourite blending brush. And then taking the slightly darker one next to it, doing the same thing again. That was these two here. Now I'm going to go in just with this one, and then I'll go in with a little bit of these two reddier ones. Okay, now going in with the slightly lighter reddy one I showed you. Okay, and so that is that done, and then again the really dark kind of plummy shade, I'm just sticking to the very outer corner. And then I'm kind of going to wipe off the brush and make sure it's all super blended in. So this is quite a strong look, but it's kind of got that kind of cranberry hue to it that is quite Christmassy, I think. So yeah, and then I'm going to do the other eye up to this stage, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so here we go. I'm really liking how this looks so far, and now I'm going to go in and cut the crease. Wish me luck on this. I'm just using the same concealer that I've been using on the back of my hand, spreading it out so that it's kind of like, and then I'm grabbing my, so this is kind of like what we did with the whole cleaning up the brows thing, except this time we're doing it with the crease of my eye. What's wrong with me today? So this is how I do a cut crease. I'm going to show you on this eye. So I kind of draw it into a base, and then I look right up, and then where it kind of transfers to is where I follow. With this is to kind of make your crease look a bit bigger than it is, and then when you're done, this kind of blend, I kind of do it halfway and then blend the rest out. I'm just going to use my finger so that it kind of fizzles into the outer part. I'm going to take a bit of the Bare Minerals powder I used, just a tiny bit, and just pat that over the top of it, just to hopefully set it a bit more in place, but we've still lightened the area, but that's kind of, as you can see, just drawed it down a bit. This is quite a natural cut crease. People go a bit crazy with them, but this one's quite natural, so I'd say it's a bit more of a wearable option, shall we say. Okay, so now both eyes are cut. I'm going to go in with a shimmer colour. I'm just using this, again, a Bare Minerals shadow. It's a loose shadow in the shade Queen Phyllis. And it's just a really shimmery, nice party colour. So you have to be quite careful with it because it's loose. And then I do spray just a bit of MAC Fix Plus. Oopsie, I've got that on the camera lens. Okay, that's better. More shimmer. And then yeah, just draw it out. pretty. So that's it up close. And then we're going to just finish off with the other eye. Beautiful! Okay, so I'm using this pencil brush from Morphe. It's the E36, really, really tiny, cute pencil brush. And I'm just going to take the lightest colour in the Morphe palette and pop this into my tear duct. And then also underneath my brows. But just a little bit on the tip of my nose. And then a little bit down at the centre. Okay, so that is the eyeshadow done. Never thought I'd see the day. So I'm wearing light coloured trousers, and I just, you know, like the piece of paper that goes in the eyeshadow palettes to stop all the paper coming up, like the eyeshadow coming off, just fell on my light trousers. So loving life. Okay, right, next, I like my eyeliner, but I don't like too much, you know. Sometimes I go for a big wing, but not very often. So I'm just going to be going for a really small wing, guys. So for this, I just start here. This is the Kat Von D tattoo liner, by the way. That is my basic eyeliner. It's not perfect, but it just gives your eyes a bit of extra kind of definition and depth, I guess. So we like it. Okay, now my trusty Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. It's cheap and it's good. So all of that. Now I'm just going to coat my lashes with this. I'm like super particular with how I do my mascara, as in I have to get every inch of my lash covered in mascara, and it's probably the longest and messiest step of my entire makeup routine because it takes me so darn long. So that's my upper lashes done. I don't take as much time with the lower lashes, I kind of just drag it through like so. Look. A real basic thing. I also always do a dot of mascara like I just did on my nose. So that's nice. It completes the look. I'll rub that off in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to do the other eye and I'll be right back with you. But you can see the difference mascara makes on me. Mad. Okay guys, so that is both my eyes done. I really like this look. If you have any mascara, just wait for it to dry and then grab a spoolie. So I got a bit on my nose. And it just comes straight off. I'm loving those eyes. Let me give you a little close up. Next, put on two lips. So first, I just like to do the tiniest dab of lip balm. That's a trio. And then kind of almost wipe it off after as well. You guys can see how much I love this lip liner by how tiny it is. Like, oh, it's so small. This is serving me so well. It is the MAC lip liner in the shade of Whirl. I love a bit of Whirl. Okay. Now moving down to my lips. Now I definitely overline the bottom lip. So let's go. So that's my bottom lip lined. A bit more evened out, a bit fuller. And now I'm going to do the top lip. So I stick to my line in the corners and then I go a bit fuller as I go up towards the top. Okay, and that is my lip liner done. And on top of that, I'm just going to use this Diego Della Palma. I got this in a gift bag as well. What colour is it in? Nikita Labra. But it's like a really pretty red gloss. Good for if you don't want a red lip, but you want a more festive look for a Christmas party. Right guys, finally done. That is our finished makeup look. hope you like, and I think this is quite wearable and that you guys could definitely wear this around Christmas. It's quite like a full makeup look, quite a full glam, but super natural as well. I haven't gone for any highlights, so it's quite a dewy look, and I find highlight can sometimes like look quite unflattering, so we've stuck to like a shimmery eye and a gloss, which kind of brings the light back, and then a little bit of highlight in the eyes and on the nose, just leaving the cheeks because they've got their own little natural shine going on. So yeah, hope you guys like. I'm going to film some little clips now. So that is this makeup tutorial done, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you like the look, and I hope you find it wearable and that you can recreate it. If you do, please let me know. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video in a couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe because I'd love to have you, and yeah, let me know if you have any video requests, because I'm always looking for new ideas. And yeah, specifically festive themed, because I'm super festive at the moment and I'd love to get some of those out for you. But yeah, I really hope you like the makeup look, and I'll see you in a few days. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a lovely week. Bye!